Africans sure got a lot to say about American blacks. Bet. Africans don't dislike black Americans because we lost our culture. It's because deep down, y'all jealous. Y'all jealous that we the cultural engine. We created the music, the fashion, the slang that influences the whole world, buddy. Y'all really hate it didn't come from y'all, huh? Y'all bought the lie that we was just descendants of slaves, knowing it wasn't true. Cause real talk, our people was already here, bucko. You not looking down on your long lost brothers and sisters. Y'all looking at a stranger. And that's why our energy don't match. And being all the way real, y'all mad y'all ancestors wasn't taken. You mad y'all still living on dirt roads and battling colonial systems. While the ones you think are lost became the blueprint for the black global culture. Y'all could dress like us, talk like us, rap like us, but never forget where the sauce came from. And if we was just slaves, why y'all trying to be us? Y'all say we don't know our tribes, but y'all don't know y'all power. American blacks been through hell and we still came out leaders. We could talk lineage, but make sure you put some respect on that shit. American blacks don't need to prove our origin. Next time you start hating, make sure you check your reflection, partner, cause y'all dressing just like the same people you trying to look down on. That ain't hate, that's jealousy. Go on and own that, rub it in your chest.
Hey, what's saying, booty scratcher?
Whose name is that?
Yo, where you from, nigga? You African, huh?
Yes, I'm African.
I can tell about them shoes you wearing, nigga. What are those? What the fuck you got on? Hey, for though, like, what do y'all speak over there? Y'all speak African?
But we have our own languages.
What, African? Speak that shit real quick.
I speak Swahili.
Nah, nigga. Speak that shit real quick. Say my name in your language.
What is that?
My name Darrell, nigga. Say that shit.
Your name is Darrell.
Now, like, what do y'all be eating back home, nigga? Like, what? How did you even get here? Did you fly? Like, did you swim? Did you swim, nigga?
What type of questions are you asking?
Cause nigga, you from Africa, nigga. Like, what do y'all do? Like, y'all be dancing with animals? Your pet?
My lord.
This
Are you
lion,
under? Yeah?
Like, how do you say my name? Like, speak it real quick.
Why do I have to say anything?
Nigga, just speak that shit, man. Come on, man. Like, what type? Like, y'all be eating rice too? Like the normal rice we eat?
Of course it is.
Nah, nigga, y'all probably be eating some bullshit, man. Speak your language real quick, man. How do you say hi?
The same way you just said it. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Alright, nigga, yeah, you be good though. Change your drink though. You got some water those on, nigga.
Bro, I'm reaching out to the African community. Why don't y'all like us? Because when I be at work and I be trying to talk to the African people, it always seemed like they be like looking at me funny or side-eyeing me. And at first I was thinking maybe they just don't understand me that well. Maybe they're not well acquainted with the way we speak or something. I don't know. But somebody brought it to my attention that they just don't like African American people. And I didn't believe it at first. But then I started noticing certain little things. One of my coworkers was like, if you notice, they always cool with the white people. They love white people. I'm like, no, I don't think it's that. Like, there's no way they like white people more than they like us. That don't even make sense. I'll never forget. I was walking down this long pathway at my job. It's like a long pathway. And I see somebody just running this way like super, super fast. And it was an African. And I'm sitting there watching this, and she's a beautiful African lady, like super beautiful. Like, but she running this way. I'm looking like, what's she running from? It's a white dude behind her chasing her, and they both just laughing and giggling. I'm like, ain't that the same girl I was just trying to talk to yesterday, and she act like she couldn't understand nothing I was saying? How she having so much fun talking to this white man, but she can't be cool with me? Like, that's insane. Like, why don't y'all like us? Like, what is it that y'all don't like about us? I thought we was cool. And then as time went on, more and more, like, down the line, I'm starting to peep, like, this is a reoccurring pattern. Like, it keep on happening. I'm starting to peep that ain't no Africans trying to talk to me. They all act funny towards me, but they do be messing with the white people. And I'm like, bruh, that's a real thing? Like, I used to hear people say it, but I didn't really believe it. Like, I'm not the type of person that just hears something and just believe it automatically. Like, I got to see for myself. And once I really seen it, like, this same African lady I was just trying to talk to yesterday, not being flirtatious, not being weird or nothing, like, regular conversation, just trying to, you know what I mean, help make the day go by, like, not even saying nothing bad or nothing. This same lady who wouldn't even give me a conversation was being chased down by a white man, laughing and giggling. I couldn't believe it. Why don't y'all like us? I understand we're a little bit Americanized and everything like that, and we're a little bit brainwashed, and, you know, we can be ignorant at times, but every African American is not like that. I don't like to see myself as an ignorant person who runs around starting I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do that at all. So I don't understand. It's very frustrating. I don't even want to talk about it no more. But hey, have y'all ever experienced that?
I think this is a conversation that needs to be had. So I was scrolling on TikTok the other day and I came across this boy video and he was basically saying, why don't Africans like black Americans? He was trying to talk to this African girl at his job, but she ignored him. But he did see that she was talking to the white people. So he got to wonder, why don't Africans like black people? Let me just go ahead and say, and let me be the one to say, it's not that Africans don't like black people. It's the other way around, sadly. Black people don't like Africans. And what do I mean by that, you ask? Because when making fun of Africans was a thing not too long ago, y'all had everything in the world to say about us. Y'all called us all types of names. We were called African booty scratchers. We were told that we climb trees. We sleep with lions and tigers. We walk barefooted. We don't have no shoes. We live in huts. We eat goat. Although we do eat goat. So all these stereotypes, so on, so on. All these very different varieties of stereotypes that made us so uncomfortable that we started to hate ourselves. And it's so crazy because we were never spoken to like that by the white man. They never made us feel less than ourselves. I could never just understand the hatred because we're literally the same color. You're no better than me. And we bleed the same. And then they say, I'm not African, I'm Black American. It be your own kind. Then you call them African American and they hate it. They don't want to be associated with Africans. So they say, I'm American or I'm Cherokee. They made it seem like being African was a crime. It was just recently that the Americans started showing love to Africans. And that's just because the celebrities started showing love first. So you know what that means. Everybody hopped on the bandwagon. It started from wearing dashikis to listen to African music to now eating African food. We're finally accepted in y'all eyes. So Africans never hated Black Americans. It was always Black Americans that hated Africans.
I think that we as Black people have a few problems that if we never really gather the courage to face and to confront them directly, then we will never get them solved. Problems are there for us to face head first, head on, and solve them, and not to try and run away from the problems. Now, talking about problems with Black people. So we're doing this video on the backdrop of a few tense about 3 or 2 weeks ago between Africans and African Americans. If you have, been on these spaces for a while now. And just to recap that for those that don't have a full picture of it, is there was the Zulu parade in America, actually in New Orleans in Louisiana in America. And so the Zulu parade became a bit offensive to the Zulu people of South Africa, the Zulu tribe of South Africa. They did take offense in that, saying it was cultural appropriation, or rather a misrepresentation of their culture as the Zulu people. And it quickly boiled over, and Black people from Louisiana hit back. Generally, African Americans now, jumped on the bandwagon, and they fought back, saying that is their culture, and they have been practicing it for, hundreds, tens of years. And while back in the continent, it also boiled over to not just becoming a Zulu thing, but a South African issue. And it actually even moved across the borders to now become an African issue. Sadly enough, it really exposed the differences, the rift, the misunderstandings in between us as Black people in Africa and in America, exposing our soft underbelly for, the enemy to really take advantage and exploit their division, because that we have a common enemy to fight. And one of the tactics they successfully have used on Black people is the divide and rule tactic. This is one topic that we really sometimes want to avoid, and until we really are able to gather the courage to confront this head first, then we as Black people can be sure that we will never be out of this problem until we are able to actually face our problems and work it out, work around it, and not try to avoid it. Now, let's say sadly, I have come across instances where Africans try to denounce their blackness, sadly, because for me, my blackness comes first, and then my Africanness comes next, and then my nationality will come after. But we're not all the same. But at the same time, I have also come across many, many, many African Americans who really are denouncing their Africanness. And it's sad. It's really, really sad, because they are African Americans for a reason. In fact, they are even Black Americans for a reason, I can say. So let's watch these videos, and at the end of these videos, we will try to, learn something from it. So we'll see you at the end of this.
To everybody that calls me Somali, I'm not fucking Somali. I'm not Somalian. I'm not from Africa. I don't identify with anything African. I am African American. Okay? African Americans are a new breed of African. Okay? We're not from Africa. We're from America. I was born in New York. We're not the same thing. We're not. We're black. That's an American thing. Black isn't anywhere else besides America. We are a new tribe. Okay? We don't look nothing like y'all. We don't talk nothing like y'all. We don't dress nothing like y'all. Know the difference. We are not the same. At all. Period. Point blank. Have a nice night. Have a good day.
This conversation is for Black Americans. Why do you claim to be an Aboriginal American Indian indigenous to America when in fact we are descendants of West Africans? To ignore the fact that the natives of this land exist and they're here, and you're ignoring them, you're no better than a colonizer. I came across 3 videos just now which really, really threw me for a fucking loop.
We're not from Africa, we are natives. It's our land, we all know about the slave ships. We're not from Africa, we indigenous. I need you to listen, I need you to be getting this. We not black, that's the curse.
So this is how you know slavery ain't really happened. Tell me why modern day 2025, we don't have any boats coming directly from Africa to America. There's no way to get to Africa on a boat. Anybody came over here on boats, we know it was the West Indians, the Caribbeans, the South Americans, somebody close. Nobody came from Africa on no boat.
American Indian here, African where? I said American Indian here, African.
Ichatu, Idija, Movi, Katiwi.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy! Since you guys claim that we are originally from here, we're aboriginal to America, I want someone in the comments to name me 3 aspects of this original culture and group of people that exist within Black culture today that don't include Native American indigenous, West African, and European elements. You can't, because it's most certainly not the food, because the food is definitely European, West African, and Native American. Most certainly isn't the religion, because hoodoo and other spiritual religions that we practice as Black people all come from West Africa. And it most certainly can't be the language. That came online, it was faking like she spoke a native language, in which many Native Americans don't even speak their language because they are also colonized, right? And so the Europeans added to their region. Imagine a people that are alive and well. When you look at Mexicans and you see the Mexican phenotype, they're native. You look at Ecuadorians, they're native. You look at Peruvians, those are native people. They're not phenotypically African. I can take someone's uncle I can take a little man, big fella, whatever you call him in the South, from Mississippi or Alabama, and go to Nigeria, and that'll be Wale or Chinedu in Nigeria. And I've seen that with my own eyes. Going to see how phenotypically we look exactly the same in both places, that should be evidence enough, but it's not for you guys. But
African Americans are telling me in my comments, because I'm not from here, I don't have the right to speak about them. I've heard too many times that African Americans believe that we Africans look down upon them when we come to this country, that we think we're better than them. It's false. When we were young in Africa, we worshipped African Americans. Yes. We changed our names to African Americans. My friends in school were called Jim Brown, Black Moses. Yes.
Wow.
I was called Superfly.
Okay.
Yes.
Go King.
Blacks in Africa, the barbershop, we go to barbershop until blacks started wearing afro and we stopped and we started wearing afro.
Really?
We blacks hated our own fabric, the dashiki, until African Americans made it popular in the 70s and we all started wearing it back. As a case, I had his albums. We've watched all the movies. Kool-Aid High, TNT Jackson, A Hell Up in Harlem, Detroit 9000, Truck Turner, you name it. And then we go home and we're trying to practice how they speak and all that. That was when we were in Africa. Ask any African who went through the 60s and 70s. They'll tell you, oh, we love them. Maya Angelou moved to Ghana. And she was like a sister. 14 years she lived in Ghana. Her son had an accident and broke his leg and arm in Ghana. African Americans are telling me in my comments, because I'm not from here, I don't have the right to speak about them. Do you know W.E.B. Du Bois? Do you know where he died? He died in Ghana, was buried in Ghana, and Nkrumah built a center for Pan-African studies. He came to Africa, the first black PhD holder from Harvard, W.E.B. He came to Ghana, Africa, to tell us that our best way is to be Pan-Africanist. We listened to him. We didn't tell him, who are you to come from the United States and tell us what to do? There's a guy called Kwame Ture. He was formerly called Stokely Carmichael. He's the one who came up with Black Power, Black Power. Do you know where he is right now? In Guinea, in Africa, with pistols on his hip. When you go into my comments, African Americans are saying, I don't know anything about them. Hear me. Know you, the African Americans, more than you know yourself. Why? Because I am coming from the place where they brought you from. So when I got here and I looked at you, I see too much of us in you, and that's why we stay away from you.
Black people on this planet will never get the respect that we deserve until Africa gets the respect that it deserves. Until Africa is able to depend on itself, defend itself, replenish itself, resource itself, fund itself, heal itself, teach itself, bankroll itself, defend itself. I said defend twice for a reason. Until all of these things are able to happen, Black people on this planet will never get the respect that we deserve, regardless of whether you choose to acknowledge the fact that you're a person of African descent or not. Regardless of whatever current allegiances and identities that you've developed for yourself outside of Africa. I don't say this to offend anyone, I promise you. I do not say this to rub anyone the wrong way. It's simply my truth. You can either take it or leave it. Black people will never be respected until Africa gets the respect it deserves. And you guys are subdued under this, black people are not a monolith, black people are not a monolith. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. When it comes to facing up to oppression, the white power structure, white supremacy, colonialism, marginalization, all of these things, we are a monolith. A lot of you are under the woefully wrong impression that the white power structure is supposed to recognize and acknowledge the nuances in your black identity. It doesn't. Not only does it not recognize it, it doesn't give a toss. The system doesn't care if I'm from Congo or you're from Barbados. It doesn't. I promise you. Get out of this toxic individualistic mentality, black people, because as much as no matter how rich you get, no matter how rich you personally get as an individual, no matter how much you seek to insulate yourself with wealth or proximity to whiteness, you will never get the respect that you deserve until we all get the respect that we deserve. And we will all never get the respect that we deserve until Africa gets the respect that it deserves. I can promise you.
Okay, welcome back. So whatever we are seeing from those videos is really a sad state of affairs, if that is what we black people think of each other. And while some people might claim giving such kind of content a platform is disadvantaging us as black people, but from my perspective is this is the truth of the matter, and this is how we behave in our day-to-day lives. And we need to know, we need to talk about this, because pretending as if this is not the situation, this is not the case, while this is what is happening, then we are just kind of like, postponing the problem. It's time we talk about the problem. It's time we confront these uncomfortable truth and talk about it and find the way around it. So we all know what is, happening in the world today currently. and the challenges that are being faced by Black people across the world. And I think it is just safe to say that actually the safest place for any Black person, first of all, is Africa. Africa would be the safest place for any African person, any Black person. And the only reason why I say this is because you, as a Black person outside of the continent of Africa, would always have to move around thinking about the color of your skin. And unlike in Africa, where everybody is probably looking like you, or more than that, more than what you look like in terms of being rich or endowed in melanin, and you're never going to, just on the face value, you're never going to really catch or attract any unnecessary attention just because of the color of your skin. But is this to say that it's easy for any Black person to be just in Africa? Of course, that's not true. But in terms of just, existing from the from the value, how we look, Africa still remains the safest place for any Black person across, the continent of Africa. And I just also wanted to insist that with this capitalistic imperialist system, it really doesn't matter where you come from. Do you come from Africa? Do you come from the Caribbeans? Are you African American? What country do you belong to in Africa? They will treat Black people as Black people. It won't really matter whether you're an African American, you're Jamaican, you're South African, you're, from East or West of Africa. It won't matter. That is one thing we Black people really, really need to understand. As long as you are Black, the treatment is simple and similar, demeaning, when it comes to, how the system that has actually been installed across by the white imperialist will handle and treat you. So you need to wake up to that truth. Then again, Blackness anywhere in the world will never, never really get respected. And that is the same for, this is to say, no Black person will ever fully get respected until Africa is accorded the respect it fully deserves. It doesn't matter how rich you grow and try to get close to the white power structure, you never really will command the same exact respect a white person of your caliber, social status would command until really, and I say until Africa itself is fully liberated, fully free, and fully respected. Because this is the genesis of any Black person. That's why they're called African Americans, despite hundreds of years in America, despite some of them never ever had of anything from Africa, despite some of them never having any information or even the willingness to know anything about their Africanness. This simply, Africa simply is the source and the genesis of Blackness and Black people. So when they start to respect Africa, you as a Black person in Brazil, in Colombia, in Mexico, in the Caribbeans, and in America, never forget that we have Afro-Europeans will also now get the respect that comes from your Blackness. But what really enhances and what really plays role into this rift, this division, this sad, sad state of affairs? One of them becomes clearly is cultural misunderstanding. We grow up in different environments as, African Americans, Black people in the Caribbeans, Africans or Afro-Europeans, and growing up in these different, geographically different places with different other people that we interact with every day will give us different interpretations of life. if you look at the African Zulu parade of New Orleans, it might really look like nothing close to what the Zulu people would want to be a representation of who they are. But these are just a people who still have trying to hold on to the little Africanness in them. But because of the people that the environment that they have grown up in, they might have a lot of Africanness has been shed and left behind. And the little they have is what they give, the prominence. And, it's actually a misunderstanding rather than a misrepresentation. We ought to sit together as, people from New Orleans and people from the Zulu nation in South Africa and talk about how we can make it much more appropriate for all of us as Black people. And another thing is the stereotypes that deliberately are put there by the system to create the rift, because this division feeds into white supremacy, I can tell you for sure. And the stereotypes are usually always the same. I don't know why we Black people must always fall for the same tactics all and each and every time, even when we can access the truth today. And the stereotypes will always be African Americans are violent and they are lazy, while Africans are primitive and submissive. But really, if we get a chance to interact with each other, you'd know that those are stereotypes that there's nobody that is inherently born lazy, and anybody can actually be lazy. Look at the people that they tell us they're lazy. They are the exact people that have built America, have built Europe, and Black people have generally, literally built the world. The world is what it is because of Africa, in terms of the resources that Africa gives, and that includes both natural resources and human resource. Looking at America, when during the shortly after, or even during the transatlantic slave trade, who are really the lazy people? Or are they the ones who are working for free, toiling in the plantations, or those that were just waiting for food to get ready and pick? And the white people were the ones who were just lazily waiting and overworking the Black people, who never actually failed to produce. And then other than stereotypes, another thing is we have a colonial and slavery history. Africans still have the trauma of colonial history, in which sometimes they say we struggled all on our own, where were other Black people to help us fight. And while that is happening in Africa, on the other side of the coin is African Americans have the trauma of slavery, in which, of course, they also feel like they were abandoned by Africans because they didn't fight for them. Now, the truth is, while these things happen almost concurrently, and when slavery was happening, colonialism was happening. We were struggling on this other side, and we were also struggling on that other side. We had different problems to deal with. So we really need to harness the energy, stop pointing fingers, and know when and what really transpired historically. And maybe another thing we would also want to mention is the lack of interaction. From very young ages, we don't interact as Africans with the African Americans, with the Afro-Europeans, or even people from the Caribbeans. And the only thing that becomes the images or the interpretations we have of each other is the stereotypes, what are skewed, manipulated and manipulative Western influenced media can really, give us. So we are actually fed the stereotypes of each other. Now, when we grow, we get the chances to interact later on in life. We are coming at each other with certain misconception, with certain interpretations of each other, sadly. So we really need to debunk the theories that have been there and focus more on what really can unite us as Black people, and stop these division, petty divisions that are actually, exposing our soft spot and giving, our common enemy a chance, to exploit. And while I always say in this video that things like colonialism and white supremacy, slavery are a white man's mess, that they must take ownership and clean up the mess, what is our part as Black people? Our part as Black people is to debunk a false history of that we've had, that has actually been presented to us, that is actually creating the division. And above and on top of anything else is to know that we must unite if at all we are ever going to, challenge and upset this white imperialistic society. That is what I had for you today. I hope you found something, interesting or educative in this video. Please do share what you think about this in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and your family. And most importantly, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So until next time, I will be happy to see you in the next video. Peace out.